Hi, I'm here with Adam from Wine Selector, and Adam, I've got a wonderful recipe for you today. I'm going to cook the perfect steak. It's a porterhouse or bistecca di Fiorentina. I hope you like your steak.
I do.
So what have you got for me in return?
Well, I've got a Shiraz from the Geograph region in Western Australia.
Yeah.
But while we sit here and ruminate over that steak cooking, I thought I'd just give us a little glass of white wine. I've got a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, again from Geograph. And I thought that just might, you know, wet the whistle, so to speak, for when that steak's done and we're ready to move on to Shiraz.
Cool. Well, the secret to a good steak is like loving it on the barbecue, nurturing it, turning it, showing it some love.
Perfect.
Now, for those people that don't know, I know because I'm a West Australian, the Geograph area is south of Perth, between Perth and sort of around Bunbury to sort of Bustleton, that area.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's just north of Margaret River.
Yep.
And Margaret River's kind of its big sister that's gone worldwide, gone global, gone famous. Geograph's one of, well, what I consider one of the most exciting regions in the country at the moment.
So what is it? What's its characteristics? I know it's close to the ocean.
It is, yeah, which is a big tick. The soils are fantastic, and that moderating influence from being right next to that Indian Ocean, just give it warmth during the day and a cool sea breeze in the afternoon. And grapes are like us. Who doesn't like warmth on their back during the day and then a cool ocean breeze in the afternoon?
True.
Right? So it is just a Garden of Eden when it comes
if
to...
If you were a wine, Adam, what would you be?
Oh, that's a good question. Something sparkly, something full of verve. What would you be, Ben?
I'd be a port, I think. Fortified.
Exactly.
Okay, so the secret to a steak. Cooking a steak, particularly one this big, and I think cooking thick steaks is far more enjoyable than cooking a thin steak. You've got to let them come up to temperature. So you've got to temper them, leave them out covered, so they're nice room temperature. So what happens is we're going to get a really nice sear and crust on it, and the meat will take the heat on and it'll cook quicker, and it should be delicious, and we'll need to rest it, of course. So nice hot sear. Here I've got a little brush that I've made with some herbs, some thyme and rosemary. So on that same tray, some herb, some thyme and rosemary again, and I'm going to get this garlic clove. Just going to smash it a little bit.
Love it.
Okay,
love cooking like this.
Just so it releases its lovely oils and flavour, and we're just going to create a little bath for this steak to rest in once it comes out. So nothing on the steak, just salt, pepper, and the purity of the beautiful fat and the flavour of the proteins. And then once it's cooked and we're resting, and it's important to rest the steak, it's going to imbibe itself in this wonderful aromatic concoction here of herbs and garlic and olive oil. Here we go. So what we're doing is we're searing it, right? And we're going to turn it. I think it's important that we don't concentrate on the heat on one side for too long, okay? So we turn it over, and we'll keep doing that. So what happens is, obviously with the heat, the moisture within the beef is being pushed away from that hot surface. So if I left it one side for too long, you'd actually start to see the moisture pool on the top side of the steak, and you don't want that. You want to try and retain the moisture within the meat, and turning it like that, the heat pushes it through the meat each time you turn it, and it stays kind of central. Some people say, you know, like 5 minutes that, 2 minutes that size. But I think the most important thing, if you're not that experienced and you want to sort of cook your steaks medium rare, and you've got a thick steak like this, get a meat thermometer. Because you then can do a temperature check, core temperature. You want to take it off, for medium rare, you take it off at about 47 to 48 degrees, and then let it rest, and the temperature should continue to come up. And by the time it hits about 51, 52, rested, that is perfect medium rare. And you'll cut it through and it'll be lovely even colour. And then if you want to go hotter than that, medium well, you take it off at about 54. And rare, you're looking at a lower temperature, maybe 42 to 44, to rest up to about 47. So what else would you sort of recommend pairing this with? For me, it'd be like seafood as well.
Yeah,
you know?
Naturally. I think that energy, that zest would work really well with Western Australian seafood if you're over there.
Scallops. So look at that, we're getting a great colour there, great crust.
Perfect,
smoke.
Great smell too.
So, and now we want to render some of this fat. So to talk about this steak, here we've got 2 prime cuts on one bone.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got the sirloin here, and we've got the eye fillet there.
Mate, just while you're doing that, I've just poured you a little glass of Shiraz. I think it's going to be a match made in heaven for this, because as you were saying previously, Geograph is an area renowned for its beef farming too, beef and dairy.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're matching local with local here. And I think
Almost
it's gonna
like
be
a little bit
amazing.
of eucalyptus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Adam, the steak's rested, okay? Sitting in that lovely nice jacuzzi of herbs and garlic and oil. For steak, I think meat and potatoes, perfect.
Beautiful.
Sliced potatoes, I rub the tray with butter, then press crushed garlic into that. Sliced potatoes over the top, then equal amounts of cream and milk, just to cover. And then we just bake them until we just start to see it split, which means the cream's reduced right down. It can even split any more, because then you get really lovely sort of flavours in there, and we've got a lovely crispy skin. No cheese, it's just pure cream, milk and potatoes.
When you brought that to the table, it's just that initial waft, isn't
Yeah,
it? So,
yeah,
ooh.
but that is like just
We
a
are on
classic.
here.
You can't beat that. So because we've let our steak rest,
Yeah.
outside temperature is a little bit cold, core temperature is going to be spot on. What we're going to do is just before we serve it, we flash it, okay? You just give it a quick sear, and that'll get the external temperature up again. And then what we do is we're going to carve it. So we just go down the bone, okay, we separate that, and we come down here and we take the fillet off, okay? We serve that on the plate, and then we're just basically going to go through here like so. Here you go, mate. I know you've been waiting.
Oh, mate, thank you.
And that goes back in there on the bone.
That was superb.
Tastes good.
Yeah, it was worth waiting that 12, 13 minutes for it to rest, hey?
So tender.
It
and
is.
just letting it rest means the protein's going to just relax a little bit, take in some of that moisture.
That little bit of fat just melts in your mouth.
Then what you can do is you take some of this lovely juice just over the top like so. That's all flavour.
Wow.
And we'd serve our gratin with it like that. And that is the perfect accompaniment to some Geograph Shiraz.